Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Monster Chappie. We're back for some more 2K16 action. And in this video, guys, I must say I've got 2 tips that are going to help take your game to the next level. But with that said, first things first, you want to be on Hall of Fame Simulation. Hall of Fame Simulation, baby. And I got 2 tips for you guys in this video. Both of them have to do with cutting and cutting and even more cutting. It's cutting part 2, cutting season, baby. So this first tip is a very simple one, but it's not one I've seen a lot of people talk about and or do or use, but it's very effective in my opinion. The second tip is more of a tactic and an application of the previous tip in part 1, and it's just nasty. It's an advanced tactic, but it looks really juicy when you pull it off. As my man Touch the No Spot would say, it's just juicy, man. That's one of my favorite 2K commentators. If y'all never checked him out. But let's get straight into this video, man. Let's go. So first tips first. All you need to do is let's go ahead and get to it. Oops. I meant to bam out. I mean, I made the shot, but I meant to bam out. So let's try that again. But it's basically just a manual cut. And to perform the manual cut, all you need to do is pass the ball, and when you pass it, you need to hold the button. So I'm on PlayStation 4. What I do is I hold X when I pass the ball, and then once you do that, that's going to give you control, or that's going to maintain control of the player you pass the ball with. So in this example, that's going to come up once we get the ball back after we let them score. I'm going to give the ball to Blake Griffin. I'm going to pass to Chris Paul or whoever it is. And then once I pass to them, at that point, I'm gonna still have control of Blake Griffin. I'm gonna cut to the rim, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to bam out and do something nasty. So bam, there. Very simple, very effective. Again, the way it works is you hold it, you pass it, and then you take control. You can do a bunch of different things. You don't necessarily have to go to the rim for a dunk. I just think that's a really good application for it, is to cut. But you can go ahead, you can do it with like Chris Paul and try and find an open mid-range. I mean, the applications are really limitless as far as that goes. But it's just the give and go, the manual give and go. I haven't seen too many people taking advantage of it. And I definitely think it's something that could be nice when used and mixed in with other things as well. And you can take advantage of that. So that is the first tip, guys. The way it works, again, hold the pass button, take control, cut. Once you let go of the pass button, that's when they're going to pass it back to you. So you want to make sure you're open once you let go of that button. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up with a turnover. So don't say I didn't warn you. But you just let go of the pass button. They're going to give you just a regular pass. We'll do it one more time here. This time I'm going to do it with CP3. See if we can't find a mid-range or something. Oh, see? That's how you get turnovers. All right, so let's let them score. Well, let's go ahead and try it one more time. Just going to sprint down the court. Chris Paul here. Bam. We're going to cut around. Some foolishness. And then if you just keep holding the button, you know, if you're not open, just keep holding the button, and then the guy that you pass it to will just keep the ball, as in that scenario there. But let's see if we can't get CP an open shot here. So you can do something like that as well. That's another application for it. But I meant to say, if you just, you know, if you find yourself not open, like they're defending it after you cut, just keep holding X or the pass button. If you're on Xbox One, that's going to be A. And then once you do that, just keep holding it. And then eventually you're going to take control of the player with the ball, which you've seen happen with DeAndre Jordan. So that's the first tip, guys. Very, very simple one. This next tip is a lot more advanced. It's definitely something you're going to want to practice before you even attempt it in an actual game, because it's not easy to do, and it's not something you can just pull off every single time. So I know in the chat I'm going to get some you're breaking 2K type comments from this tip right here. It's really not cheesy because it's very easy to stop, but it's basically combining the tip from last video and alley-oops. And you can kind of picture it already if you didn't see the cutter video part 1. Check that out ASAP. I will actually leave a link in the description. But check that video out so you can learn how to cancel the cutter. And what I mean by that is the manual cut when you hold triangle or Y. So you need to know how to do that already. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to call isolation. Send my boy Blake. So basically the way the tip's gonna work is instead of just throwing a regular pass like you usually would when the guy makes the cut, you're gonna cancel the pass. And if you don't know how to do that, again, check out part 1. Simple enough. You know, just double icon. But once you do that, double icon right away once he's made his cut. And then after he's made his cut, then you're going to just throw the alley-oop. So, I mean, you can see it in your head already, I'm sure. I'm going to try and pull it off one time. This is something it just looks nasty. I've pulled it off a few times, labbing it out here. For some reason, I like it right here, right around there. And then we'll send Blake. Ugh, didn't pull it off. All right, so your guy is going to need a clear lane to the basket. If he doesn't have one, which is why this is not a cheese tactic, because if he doesn't have a clear path to the rim, it's probably not going to work. I'm going to be honest. It's probably not going to work. You're either going to turn it over or some other foolishness is going to pop off and you're going to just end up not scoring. So it's not something you can just abuse and do every single time. So let's go straight into it. Call isolation here. Got Blake. Now you also need room for this. So like if Blake is sitting at the free throw line, you're probably not going to be able to do it. You know, it's. I think you need to be at the 3-point line. Like the guy you have cutting needs to be at the 3-point line, because if he's not, there's really not enough time. You got to be quick with your fingers as well. But let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's do that. I'm gonna do 4 out. That way Blake and DeAndre, one of them two, is at the 3-point line. So I think this is something real good. If you use a really spread offense where you've got your power forward or center, or it really doesn't even have to be them. It just happens to be that way with the Clippers. But you know, if you've got like LeBron or anybody that can really just dunk the ball nastily, it's definitely something that can be effective, and we just pull it off right there. So I'm glad we got that before halftime. But that's it, guys. That's just a nice little tip that you guys can take advantage of. And when pulled off, it looks beautiful. Again, it's not something you just want to, you know, I think if you run a spread offense where you run a lot of pick and rolls or isolation and it's really spread out, the lane's clear, and you've got like power forwards or centers or small forwards that can dunk really well, this is definitely something that can be nice in my opinion. So again, we send Blake on the manual cut by holding triangle. We double tap the icon button to cancel that. He's going to continue to cut, and then we throw the alley-oop. And, you know, Blake Griffin does what Blake Griffin does and just lob cities. But that's the tip, guys. Lob City. If you guys enjoyed this video, though, hit that like button. Subscribe for more, man. I got a lot more 2K content coming for you. Tips, gameplay, all that juicy good stuff, man. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So any questions, leave them in the comments below. And again, if you didn't check out part 1, do that ASAP. Till the next time, guys, we gone. So I got Blake out here. Blake's going to be a monster for this. But look. Bam. Look at the nastiness, bro. So manually cut alley-oops. And that's all computer defense. Get the cut. Once he's got the clear lane. Whew.